At just 22 years old, Felix Auger Aliassime has already established himself as one of the most promising tennis players in the world. With a career-high singles ranking of number 6, he has achieved what many players only dream of at a young age. But what sets him apart from others is his incredible success on the ATP Challenger Tour, where he became the youngest player to win a main draw match at just 14 years old. In this video, we will explore Auger Aliassime's journey to becoming one of Canada's greatest tennis players and examine his remarkable achievements on the court. Felix Auger Aliassime is a Canadian professional tennis player who has already taken tennis by storm. Born on August 8, 2000, he began competing on the professional tour at a very young age. He quickly made a name for himself by achieving several remarkable feats on the ATP Challenger Tour, becoming the youngest player to win a main draw match at just 14 years and 11 months old. Since then, he has continued to break records and achieve new milestones, including reaching a career-high singles ranking of number 6 in the world, making him the second highest-ranked Canadian man in ATP rankings history. In this article, we will delve deeper into Felix Auger Aliassime's life and career, exploring his early beginnings, his achievements on the court, and what sets him apart from other tennis players. Felix's early life was shaped by his family's love for tennis. Born in Montreal and raised in L'ancienne Lorette, he was introduced to the sport at the tender age of 4 by his father, a tennis instructor. His mother, who is of French-Canadian descent, also supported his passion for the game. Auger Aliassime's talent for tennis became apparent at a young age, and he began training at the Club Avantage as a member of the Académie de Tennis Hérissé Bordelot in Quebec City. He won his first tournament, the Open Super Oré, in the age 11 to 12 category in 2012, and has been a member of Tennis Canada's National Training Centre in Montreal since 2014. Felix Auger Aliassime had a successful junior career, winning several titles and reaching the finals of prestigious events. He won his first ITF junior singles title in February 2015 and his first doubles title a week later at the G4 in Zapopan. In August of the same year, he claimed his first junior G1 title, defeating compatriot Denis Shapovalov in College Park. At the US Open later that month, he won the doubles title with Shapovalov and reached the second round in singles. In October 2015, Auger Aliassime helped Canada win their first ever Junior Davis Cup title. He won his second G1 singles title in December of that year at the Eddie Hare International Tennis Championship by defeating Alex de Minaur in the final. In June 2016, he reached his first Grand Slam singles final at the French Open, where he was defeated by Geoffrey Blancaneau in 3 sets. At Wimbledon a month later, he advanced to the quarterfinals in singles and the final in doubles with Shapovalov. He won the boys' singles title at the US Open in September 2016, defeating Miomir Kekmanovic in straight sets. Auger Aliassime's impressive junior career resulted in a singles win-loss record of 79-19. He reached the third round at the 2016 Australian Open, quarterfinals at Wimbledon, and won the boys' singles title at the US Open the same year. In doubles, he won the 2015 US Open with Shapovalov and reached the finals of Wimbledon in 2016 with the same partner. He reached the second round at the 2016 French Open and first round at the Australian Open. His success in junior tournaments earned him recognition and a reputation as a rising tennis star. He competed against some of the best junior players in the world and achieved impressive results, including reaching the final of the 2016 French Open and winning the boys' singles title at the 2016 US Open. His consistent performance at the junior level set the foundation for his professional career, and he continues to demonstrate his skill and potential as a top player in the ATP Tour. In March 2015, Felix made history by becoming the youngest player ever to qualify for an ATP Challenger main draw at the Challenger Banque Nationale de Drummondville. However, he was forced to withdraw due to an abdominal strain before playing his first round match. Later in July 2015, he qualified for his second ATP Challenger main draw at the Challenger Banque Nationale de Granby and became the youngest player to win a main draw ATP Challenger match after defeating world number 493 Andrew Whittington in straight sets. After his run to the quarterfinals, he became the youngest player ever to break the top 800 on the ATP rankings at number 749. In May 2016, he reached his first professional singles final at the $10,000 in Lida, but lost to Ramkumar Ramanathan. He won his first professional title in November 2016 with a victory over Juan Manuel Benitez Chavarriaga at the ITF Futures in Birmingham. The following week, he captured his first pro doubles title with partner Patrick Kipson at the Futures in Niceville. In 2017, he reached the final of the ITF Futures in Plantation in January, but lost to Roberto Cid Subervi in 3 sets. In March, he won his second ITF Futures title in Sherbrooke by defeating Gleb Sakharov. He also reached the semifinals of the ATP Challenger $75,000 in Drummondville, defeating world number 124 Peter Polansky, but lost to compatriot and eventual champion Denis Shapovalov. In June, he captured his maiden ATP Challenger title at the Open de Lyon, becoming the first 16-year-old to win a Challenger singles title since Bernard Tomic in 2009. Later in September, he won his second ATP Challenger title of the season at the Copa Sevilla by defeating former world number 56 Inigo Cervantes in the final. After these wins, he became the youngest player to break the top 200 since Rafael Nadal in December 2002, and the second youngest to win multiple ATP Challenger titles, standing behind only Richard Gasquet. In 2018, Felix continued to make progress in his professional career. He won his first ATP Challenger doubles title in Budapest with Nikola Kuhn, and made his ATP main draw debut at the Rotterdam Open, losing in the first round to Filip Krajinovic. In March, he qualified for his first ATP Masters 1000 main draw at Indian Wells, defeating Vasek Pospisil in the first round before losing to Milos Raonic in the next round. In April, he received a wild card for the Monte Carlo Masters, but lost his opener to Misha Zverev. In June, he successfully defended his ATP Challenger title in Lyon, becoming the youngest player in history to do so. He also earned a wild card for the Rogers Cup and made it to the second round before losing to Daniil Medvedev. Finally, he reached the main draw of the US Open through qualifying but had to retire in the first round due to heart palpitations caused by extreme heat. In 2019, Auger Aliassime continued his impressive run, reaching 3 ATP finals and the Davis Cup final. He became the youngest ever ATP 500 finalist by reaching the Rio Open title match but lost to Laszlo Dir. He achieved his first victory against a top 10 player by defeating Stefanos Tsitsipas in straight sets in the second round of the Indian Wells Masters. At the Miami Open, he became the youngest semi-finalist in the tournament's history, but lost to defending champion John Isner in the semifinals. He made it to his second ATP final at the Lyon Open, but was defeated by Benoit Paire in straight sets. In the Mercedes Cup, he made it to his third final, but was defeated by Matteo Berrettini. At Queen's Club, he reached the semifinals but lost to eventual champion Feliciano Lopez. At Wimbledon, he earned his first victory in a Grand Slam by defeating compatriot Vasek Pospisil and then Corentin Moutet, before being stopped by Ugo Humbert in the third round. At the US Open, he lost to Denis Shapovalov in the first round for the second straight year. Auger Aliassime also played a key role in Canada's Davis Cup run, helping the team reach the final before losing to Spain. In 2020, despite an early exit in the Australian Open, Auger Aliassime had a successful run at the US Open, where he made it to the fourth round after defeating Thiago Monteiro, Andy Murray, and Corentin Moutet in the first 3 rounds. He was then eliminated by the eventual champion, Dominic Thiem. However, he faced disappointment in the French Open, losing to Yoshihito Nishioka in the first round. Later in October, he reached the final of the Bet1 Hulks Indoors tournament in Cologne, where he was defeated by home favorite Alexander Zverev. Nevertheless, he had a reason to celebrate as he won his first doubles title with partner Hubert Hurkacz at the Paris Masters, saving 5 championship points in his first doubles final. In 2021, he had a mixed year with some notable achievements and disappointments. He started the year by losing in the fourth round of the Australian Open to Aslan Karatsev, despite being 2 sets up. In April, he hired Tony Nadal as his new coach ahead of the clay court season. However, he lost in the first round of the French Open to Andreas Seppi and his 8th final at the 2021 Stuttgart Open to Marin Cilic. In June, Auger Aliassime reached the semifinals of the Halle Open by defeating Roger Federer in the second round, securing his 4th top 10 victory. However, Federer's knee injury affected his performance during the match. In the same tournament, he reached the doubles final with Hubert Hurkacz, but lost to Kevin Krawietz and Horia Tecau. At Wimbledon, Auger Aliassime reached his first Grand Slam quarterfinal, beating Alexander Zverev in the process, but lost to Matteo Berrettini. He suffered a surprise defeat to Max Purcell in the first round of the Tokyo Olympics after Andy Murray withdrew due to injury. Auger Aliassime was upset by Jenson Brooksby in the third round of the 2021 City Open and lost to Dusan Lajovic in the second round of the National Bank Open. However, he reached his maiden major semifinal at the US Open by defeating Roberto Bautista Agut, Francis Tiafoe, and Carlos Alcaraz, before losing to Daniil Medvedev in straight sets. This run helped him achieve a career-high ATP World number 11 ranking and enter the top 10 in November 2021. Felix had a successful 2022 season, starting with the ATP Cup where he was part of the winning team for Canada. He later made it to the quarterfinals of the Australian Open after beating Emil Ruusuvuori, Alejandro Davidovich Fokina, Dan Evans, and Marin Cilic. He won his first ATP Tour title at the 2022 Rotterdam Open after defeating Stefanos Tsitsipas in the final. He then reached the finals at the 2022 Open 13 Provence, withdrawing from the 2022 Dubai Tennis Championships due to a back injury and losing to Botic van de Zandschulp in the second round at the 2022 Indian Wells Masters. He played well at the French Open, winning his first match at the tournament and coming back from 2 sets to love down to beat Juan Pablo Varillas. He then beat Camilo Ugo Carabelli and Filip Krajinovic in straight sets before losing to Rafael Nadal in the 4th round, becoming the 3rd player after Novak Djokovic and John Isner to take Nadal to 5 sets at this tournament. At the National Bank Open, he lost in the quarterfinals to Casper Ruud, but reached his 4th back-to-back quarterfinal at a Masters 1000 level in the season at the Cincinnati Masters after defeating Jannik Sinner. He was upset by eventual winner Borna Coric. Auger Aliassime had a very successful end to the season, winning titles at the Firenze Open, Antwerp, and Basel. He reached the semifinals at the Paris Masters and qualified for his first ATP Finals, where he defeated Rafael Nadal in an earlier group stage match. As a result of his run, he guaranteed himself the world number 6 spot in the rankings on November 7, 2022. However, he lost to Holger Rune in the semifinals, ending his 16-match winning streak. In the knockout stage of the 2022 Davis Cup, Auger Aliassime teamed up with Denis Shapovalov and Vasek Pospisil for Canada's first Davis Cup Finals win. In 2023 so far, Felix has faced struggles with form in several tournaments. He began his season in Adelaide, where he lost in the first round, and at the Australian Open, he reached the 4th round before losing to Jiri Lehecka. Despite being the defending champion at the ABN AMRO Open in Rotterdam, he fell to Daniil Medvedev in straight sets in the quarterfinals. Considering that Medvedev is one of the best players in the world, there's no shame in such a loss. But at the Qatar Exxon Mobil Open, Felix reached the semifinals but lost to Medvedev again in straight sets. He lost to Lorenzo Sonego in the second round at the Dubai Tennis Championships, and at the Indian Wells Masters, he lost in straight sets to Carlos Alcaraz in the quarterfinals. In the Miami Masters, he lost in the third round to Francisco Cerundolo. Felix Auger Aliassime is an all-around tennis player who excels on clay, which is his favorite surface. So there's every reason to expect quality match play from him in the upcoming clay court season over the course of the next month or two. His preferred shot is the forehand, and he favors the Rogers Cup because it is held in his hometown of Montreal. He possesses a powerful serve and displays excellent court coverage, allowing him to generate power off both his forehand and backhand strokes. However, he can be prone to making unforced errors, a fact that his opponents all too often zone in on and take advantage of. During long matches, Auger Aliassime plays with high intensity, which can wear down his opponents and give him an advantage. He is a promising young tennis player with a lot of potential. Despite struggling with form at times, he possesses an impressive all-court playing style, with a strong forehand and serve, and a high-intensity approach to matches that can wear down opponents and sap their resolve. As he continues to develop and mature as a player, it will be interesting to see how he develops and how he fares against the top players in the world. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more content like this, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Here are 2 more awesome videos for you to enjoy. We also welcome your questions and comments in the comment section below. Thank you for watching.